Welcome back. David Heurtel with you. Back in the fall at a World Karate Commission tournament in Orlando, Florida, a 54-year-old Montreal man stunned competitors by winning 2 medals. Neither the crowd nor the judges knew the secret he was carrying, and what should have been an obstacle turned into extra motivation. This is a fantastic story that Rob Lurie of CTV News Montreal discovered. Rob, you're joining us now, and you have a special guest with you.
Yeah, well, Haskel Garmaise, my old friend who I went to Dawson College with many years ago, is also on the line. Haskel, you there?
Rob, how are you?
Haskel, great to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us. So, Rob, maybe set it up for us.
You know, Haskel has always been a really special guy. Back when we were in CEGEP, everybody loved Haskel. You know, he was this incredibly tough guy with a heart of gold. All the girls thought he was, you know, equal combinations of sweet and dangerous, which was a lethal combination for popularity back in the day. And we all knew how tough he was, but I don't think anybody ever thought that he would be this tough. And a couple of years ago, he posted on Facebook that he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. And then I noticed that he's still posting pictures of him training for martial arts. And I get an email from him, and he says, "I got a story for you." And he tells me about all these championships he's winning. And I had to do the story because I always dislike doing stories on people I know, but this one, I had to do it because, you know, it's just incredible.
So, Haskel, tell me more about your personal story. I mean, when were you get diagnosed? What kind of symptoms? And what made you continue karate and especially continue it at such a high level?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. So I do kung fu, not karate, which is okay.
Oh,
it's very common.
I'm sorry, I had karate here. So
no problem. No,
kung fu, I know they're different. I know my Bruce Lee.
It's the world. The league I competed in was the World Karate Commission, and I've been doing this training for about almost 39 years. The same kung fu teachers, Max Laredo and Nick Papadakis out of Koh Samui. And I was looking for a challenge. You know, COVID was tough, as it was for me, it was for everybody. And then just at the end of the tail end of COVID, I got diagnosed in 2001, February, almost 3 years to the day, with Parkinson's, which was devastating for a guy like me.
Sure. So that's over 20 years now you've been living with this disease.
Well, it was, did I say 2001? I meant 2021.
21, sorry.
Excuse me.
So 2021, how did it manifest itself?
So it was little things that I just took for granted. It started about 4 or 5 years ago. I was just sort of shuffling my feet and moving around rigidly. I just thought I'd hurt my back because I do a lot of weightlifting and training. And then about 3 years ago, I sort of got up from the kitchen table and I fell over. And I said, that's strange, I'm losing my balance. And then it happened a second time about a week later, and I said to my wife, something's not right, something's wrong. I know my body pretty well. I'm pretty in tune with my body. I said, something isn't right. And so we started the process of figuring out what was wrong.
And so I understand that people with Parkinson's, it's important to keep moving. And so what did you have to adjust to in continuing your Kung Fu? Was there any types of adjustments, or you just, plowed through it?
Great question. There's like anybody who goes through anything in life, there's always adjustments and modifications you have to make for my training. Well, more or less, whatever the pain is, whatever the difficulty is, I just set my mind to doing the training of that day or of that month or of that year, whatever comes, and I push through it. Wow. I know there's a problem. I pay attention to my body. When it needs rest, I give it the rest it needs. When it's time to work, though, I just say, get up, get going, get moving, get doing. Because there's just no other choices. If you sit down and do nothing, then you will gain nothing. So I really strive to train good 4, 5, 6 times a week. And the modifications were very, a lot of stretching.
Mm-hmm.
I laid back on the strength training a little bit and just continually working with my body every single day that I have an opportunity to do so.
So walk me through this. So you decide to enter a competition, and you make the choice of not telling anybody involved with the
Right.
competition that you have Parkinson's. So what was the mindset here? What were you trying to do here?
I just didn't want any special treatment. I didn't
Right.
want anybody looking and say, "Poor guy, look at you, he's got Parkinson's." I wanted to be graded on par with everybody else that was training within my age group and within my skill set. Most of the guys I was competing against were younger than me. So a couple were older, but mostly were younger, between 35 and say 65. But I was one of the eldest ones there. I've never felt like I wanted special treatment for anything in my life, no matter what I was going through. And I certainly didn't feel as I wanted someone to look at me and say, "Wow, poor guy, he's got Parkinson's. Let's give him a higher grade than maybe the guy who did a little better next to him." I want to win on my own merits, to my own devices.
So you kept winning. So how many bouts are we talking about during this competition?
So it's important to understand that I didn't do any combat during this particular competition.
Okay.
I did traditional martial arts, weapons, traditional Chinese weapons, and traditional Chinese kung fu. I didn't do the martial arts I didn't do the combat because, to be honest, they do point sparring, and I do much more rigorous sparring, like MMA style sparring.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. If someone's gonna hit me, I want to feel that I get hit. If I'm gonna hit someone, I want to feel that they deserve the shot.
So you were judged on the different disciplines.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So for me, I did traditional martial arts, and I wanted to see where I stood amongst others in my peer group, and I just decided it was, COVID was a challenge, and I was bored, quite frankly. So I was looking for something to do, and this just sort of evolved over the months in 2023.
So what was the feeling? I mean, after when you learned that you actually had won your category?
Well, I won. So it's to be full transparency. I won the two gold in the provincials and a silver, and in the worlds I won 2 bronze medals.
Wow!
So it was. Everybody wants to win.
Sure.
Everybody wants to, but you can't. Not everybody can win. And the guys who beat me legitimately fair and square.
But still, you had to win your categories to get through to the Worlds, and
Correct.
then you got on the podium at the Worlds.
Yeah.
I mean, what
much.
was the feeling?
I'm still dealing with it. It's been a couple months. It's surreal. To know that I started. I won the provincials. I qualified in the nationals to go to the Worlds back in May, to go to the Worlds in October. It's a sense of accomplishment that I can't really compare to much else because I don't have much to compare it to. I competed when I was in my late teens, early 20s, back in the late 80s and 90s. It feels gratifying. It feels that you can do something no matter how hard life gets, no matter what life hands to you, that you can push through it with discipline and consistency. It's just amazing.
Rob, I'm getting goosebumps just listening to this. I mean, how thrilling it is to hear, especially you've known this man for years, go back to the school days. I mean, what kind of a feeling it is to see a friend achieve such a great thing.
Really, it's amazing. I haven't felt this passionate about a story that I've gotten to tell in a long time. And it's just been so great to reconnect with Haskel. I want to tell you, when he told me, when we made the appointment to go see him at the gym, and I said, I want to see him training and sparring a little bit. I'm walking down the hallway and I just hear these huge thuds, and I thought there must be construction going on there, and I don't know what shape Haskel's going to be in. And I look, and Haskel weighs what, 160, 170. He's throwing around these guys that are well over 200 pounds, with ease. And I say, the guy hasn't changed since we were in college. My God, it was incredible to see. And then at one point, the microphone wire became a little bit undone, and he's struggling with the little microphone wire. And I said, Haskel, how is it possible that you can throw around these guys much bigger than you, and you have trouble with with a little microphone wire. And he says, the fine motor skills are really compromised, but just the neural pathways in my brain are so wired for this type of stuff that it seems that I could do this with ease. And we show that in the piece. And I'm really very excited for people to see just how this guy has managed to fight against these incredible odds, and how tough he is, and what a beautiful guy he is. And it's just such a great story. And I'm really happy that we get to tell it.
Haskell, how do you feel these days?
I have good days and bad days. Mostly my days are good. I try to train, like I said, every day. Some days are a struggle, I won't lie. Some days you get up and like, I got to get out of bed, and you feel the body, the bones, the muscles stiffening, the fine motor skills just aren't there. Putting on a jacket, or like Rob said, putting on a jacket or a shirt sometimes is a big struggle. But then I look at the bigger picture. I have this wonderful family, my wife and my daughter, and my kung fu school that support me, my friends. I have this great extended family of friends and that are just not just friends, but my family. And my teachers, I feel overwhelmed with gratitude that no matter how hard it gets for me, these people are always in my corner, always pulling for me. And that can't be overstated enough. My daughter, I'd love to set a good example for her. My wife, who is tremendously supportive, even though I can be difficult and cranky at times. It's incredible. And I'm this sort of neural net I've cast over the last with Rob for 30-something years. I've had friendships that have lasted 45 years. I don't know what it is about me that people want to stick around with me. I'm a bit of a hard guy to deal with from time to time. But I just feel that, with strong, no matter how I'm feeling that day, it's always going to get better. And I believe that. And no matter what you do, no matter what you set your mind to, no matter what happens to you, prepare yourself when you're the youngest possible. To prepare yourself physically so you can handle anything mentally that comes at you physically, if that makes any sense. But train young, and even if you haven't started training young, train now. Even if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, it's never too late, because you never know what life is going to hit you with down the road.
That's a great message, a great story. Rob, very quickly, has the piece aired on CTV News yet?
Well, first of all, I just got to say I'm about to do 150 push-ups right now. I'll join Haskell. Yeah. I know you will, Haskell. You're going to make me look bad. I'm not going to go with you. Forget it. But the piece airs tonight during the 6 o'clock news, and it'll be up on our website, so you could share it with your friends.
Great. So CTV News Montreal website. So make sure you tune in a few minutes to the CTV News Montreal broadcast to see this great story. Haskell, I think I can speak for everybody listening. You've touched us all. Thank you so much for your courage and the great accomplishment you're achieving every day. Not just winning the medals, just for your courage and the great story you're living. You're an example for us all.
Thank you for having me on the show, and I appreciate it a great deal. And just want to tell everybody out there, stay disciplined and stay strong. And thank you for all your support, guys.
And Rob, as always, thank you for bringing us these great stories.
Hey, thank you, Dave, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year to you both. And Haskell, stay safe. Stay well, my friend. Rob Lurie, CTV News Montreal reporter, and Haskel Garmaise, a man living with Parkinson's that won 2 medals in Kung Fu at a World Championships this fall while living with Parkinson's. What a great story.